Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
What up? What up? I'm doing
Welcome to the New Meta, episode 48.
48.
I am the PTR.
Yes, and I am Lord Fluffy.
How has your week been, sir?
I started my job.
Your what?
I still don't know the pronunciation. Job?
Job?
Yeah.
What is that the thing where you have to like get up and on
Yeah.
time and go into an office?
Really tough. I don't know a lot of people know this, but like getting up every day at a set time, going somewhere and doing work, it's actually quite challenging.
Well, congrats on your new job, man.
Thanks.
2 days down.
Yeah.
2 days down.
2 days ago.
How's the sleep? How's the sleep been? Is your schedule still screwed up?
No, I mean, it's not as bad. I don't know. I feel like I just need less sleep these days. I don't understand. Or my sleep schedule's still fucked up. I have no idea.
Just gonna hit you hard on the weekend. And one of these weekends, you're just gonna sleep all day Saturday.
Fall into a coma.
Yep. So congrats on that.
Thanks.
That's awesome, dude. And on to the gaming news.
Yeah.
Last week we had a Twitter poll.
Yes, we did. And let me pull
Let's
it
talk
up.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last week we asked, are you okay with imbalance for seasonal themes? And what we mean by that is, like, say Chantoto goes through, Blessed Shield goes through, and yeah, they're not the most balanced builds in the world. Like, they're overperforming. But say, like, we can go even a step further, right? Like, say something's like pushing 140 solo or whatever. Do you care? Do you ultimately care if there's imbalance?
At this point, no, I don't.
Okay.
I did in the past.
Sure.
Now, no,
Yeah.
not at all. I think the game needs things like that to keep it fun and entertaining. But I can rant on that for a while. Maybe we'll hit it up later on the podcast. But what about you? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think that
To an extent, I should say too. Like
Yeah.
there's like reasonable broken, and then there's just like, okay, come on. That's stupid.
if I'm being selfish, I'm going to say, no, I don't want imbalance. I want, as close, like builds being as close as they can be to one another. I want like everyone on a flat plateau of like a 120, maybe an eventual power creep that's like, a buff. I don't love the seasonal themes that are messing with the power creep, but they are exciting. People seem to be getting into them, and so kind of like the greater good.
Yeah.
I'll swallow the pride.
Yeah.
But you were there
Your-
when I gave White Chain the speech of like balance and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's like
The
I don't love
speech or the
imbalance.
lecture? I don't know. I don't know if it was a speech
Yeah.
as much as. So let's see. What is your thoughts before we show the results? What do you think?
What do I think people voted?
Yeah.
I think people said yes, they're okay with it. I think
I
people
agree.
are more
I think-
interested in change than balance
Yep.
and stuff. So
I
I'm
agree.
gonna say no, but the vote
Okay.
is coming. 80% says yes. 20% says
Says no.
no.
That's not surprising at all.
That's not
to me.
surprising.
Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm with the majority on this. I think in past seasons, that's what I ultimately wanted was balance.
Yeah.
But as long as I think the imbalance creates a bigger change from season to season now.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of welcome with the little bit of content that we get. I think that makes it makes a little content feel bigger than it actually is.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts.
Sure.
Next
Yeah.
week's poll.
It's actually, for the first time, I think, not Diablo related.
Diablo. Oh my goodness.
But there's just a lot of Star Wars juice happening last week. I don't know if you've been living under a box, but we got the trailer for
All Star
episode
Wars,
9.
man.
We got news on this Star Wars Fallen Order game by Respawn, I think.
Yeah.
And the TV series, Star Wars The Mandalorian. So I want to know
Awesome.
what you guys...
Where's the option for all three? That's what we need.
No, you got to pick one. That's it.
Gotta pick. Gosh. So hard. Oh man, I don't even know. I think yeah. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. Don't even
It's
say a word.
interesting.
Don't even say a
I'm not
word.
gonna say anything. Not gonna say anything. Let's instead, while you spam that link in chat, let's talk about PTR.
Yeah.
And a couple of, like, why is it still up?
Yeah.
what is going on? I totally unplugged this weekend. So I had a friend who is in the military, and he's been stationed overseas for 2 years, and he finally got to come home. And so we threw him a big party this weekend, and it was awesome. And so I stayed off of Twitter. I stayed off of Reddit. I mean, completely disconnected. Didn't stream.
Okay.
And so I got back on Monday, and I'm like, wait, the PTR is still up? What is going on with this? And like, did I miss something over the weekend? Was there an announcement? But I couldn't find anything.
Sure.
I don't know if you know of anything on why it's still up.
I do not. They haven't really officially announced anything. My first reaction is, one, they're going to extend it. They're going to make an announcement after the podcast that they fixed Dagger Darts.
Tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
They fixed Dagger Darts, and I'm going to let people play it for the remainder of the week. That's my guess one. Okay? Number two, they forgot to turn it off. They just forgot.
You want to hear my theory?
They just didn't. What?
My theory is the guy that enabled the PTR quit over the weekend, and they don't have anybody to shut it off.
No way. No way.
I'm totally joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting, though. I went and scoured the patch notes again to see if there were any updates as to why, and I didn't see anything.
Yeah, the third thing could be that maybe they're adding more, right? Like that's also in the realm of possibility. So. Maybe they're adding something for Barbs so they can play Lawn, and DH so they can play Lawn.
That'd be cool.
So,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would welcome that a lot. And a Paragon capped PTR would be cool too, but...
yeah, I think a GR cap is probably a little bit more important increase, but,
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be... No, not a Paragon cap for live. I mean, just to test on PTR.
Sure.
If they were going to add a PTR Paragon cap, let me be clear about that. If they were going to add a PTR Paragon cap for testing, what would you want it to be?
2K.
2K? Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair too. But yeah, so let's talk about the PTR. What did you think? What were your impressions? What were your
so I played
final thoughts, so to say?
Kind of everything that was new, with the exception of like people are kind of messing around with like a Lawn, Hoda, Barb. It's pretty underwhelming as far as power is concerned. I didn't try that, but I tried like some of the stuff that's like more powerful. Like obviously Chantoto Veer is insane right now.
It's such an interesting build too. Let's talk about that one for just a sec.
Yeah, so this was actually already a build. If you go back on my YouTube, like you search back to the beginning of time, like this was a build. And this kind of pisses me off as well. It's not pisses me off. Maybe that's not the right word. But it's like, I love this build, and I'm glad that it's back. But at the same time, it's like, man, like, we really don't ever get new content in Diablo.
Yeah. It's the same recycle stuff.
Yeah. It's fun, though. It's a ton of fun. It was always one of my favorite builds in Diablo.
Yeah, this build is an absolute freight train. So it starts off, and you're squishy, and you're susceptible to death, and you don't really do that much damage right off the bat. But as you build up your stacks, it just keeps building momentum and building momentum and building momentum until you become this ridiculous juggernaut that is just destroying everything. But it's super punishing if you die. If you die, you got to start all the way back over with no momentum, and it's very punishing. It can be super frustrating at times, and it can be ridiculously awesome when you get that freight train rolling.
For sure.
So I had a lot of fun playing it. I don't think I've ever had a build be so frustrating and so awesome at the same time. Because I got into a level with I got a battlefield.
Sure.
And I was destroying the rift, man. Absolutely just destroying this rift. It was like I had to build the set from the goat baby. And he gave me all the boxes, and so my set was like non-ancient, just a regular set. And I think I was doing like a 110. And I got through, and on the second level, it was another battlefield, but it was tongue lashers. And I made a mistake of pushing too fast when my Veer stacks dropped. Or Archon dropped, and I got killed. And it was impossible to get the freight train going again with the lashers. I literally went back to the previous level, got the stacks going again, and then went back and finished the rift.
Sure.
But it was it's a fun build, man.
Yeah.
I like it. And my thoughts on it, and I want to hear your opinion too.
Sure.
I think it's so hard to get a judge on how powerful the build is when people are pushing it with like 7,800 Paragon.
Sure.
and full 150 gems and fully augmented. So you can't tell exactly how it's going to perform in the season. But what are your thoughts on it? Like, do you think it's too OP, or do you think it's okay where it's at right now?
So a good judge. This is what I like to do. So 3K on the PTR leaderboard. I think that's completely in the realm of reason. This is what we can expect to see next season. So this guy hit a 129 with Veer Chantoto. That's pretty strong. I mean,
yeah.
And again, it's like we said last week, is like, yeah, if they're gonna nerf it, it makes sense because if you take away the season of Lawn, like
it's still there.
The power creep comes back a lot, and that's still gonna be there. So I could definitely understand if they nerf it, but since we don't care about balance anymore, just let it go for a season.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I was hoping you were on the same page.
Yeah,
because I think let it go at least for the season and see where it ends up at, and then if you need to hit it just slightly next season, you can. Right. Just slightly is the keyword, slightly.
Sure.
Asterisk that a little bit,
right?
Because I think it would be fun to have this season, and I think it's a little bit higher skill cap than some builds like. Shadow Impale and the other ones that are going to perform close to its level. I think it's a little harder to play.
Right.
So.
And it's melee, which for Wizard, they really don't ever get. Yeah. I think that's one of the only builds of all time that's melee in Wizard.
So that was fun, man. And
then Witch Doctor, I didn't actually, and I mean, I never played Spirit Barrage, and I keep saying like I'm gonna try it. I need to try it. And if you watch like a video of it, it really doesn't look that bad. Like as far as Witch Doctor is concerned, it looks pretty good, and the spell effects look pretty good. It's more of like a caster type build. So I've always wanted to try it, just never have. DoD is still broken, so I assume we're going to see some like 130s if that gets fixed properly. Necro's same situation. Corpse Lance, no one's pushing with Thorns right now. I don't think.
I tried. I limited my PTR a little bit more this time than I have in the past.
Sure.
And the reason is I'm not sure. Since we got the lawn buff last season, it doesn't feel super new to me. And I'm afraid that if I play PTR too much, I'm not going to want to play things in live when it hits. So I've drastically slowed my PTR play.
Right.
I did try... the singularity, like Necros, feels good.
Sure.
I tried your Death Nova build out. It was fun. It was a really fun T16 build.
Yeah.
I think we both have Singularity builds out there. I love Singularity. That's my favorite T13 build of all time, I think. And now it just smashes T16s. So that build feels really good. I didn't do any push builds on Necro. What were your thoughts on the pushing builds?
Yeah, I mean... First, I'll say it's like Necro. So I'm a little bit more hyped for the season than I was the season of Rourke, and it's for completely selfish reasons because I play a Necro and I love Necro, and like the Rourke buff for Necro wasn't that good, and we didn't get any set buffs, so we just kind of got left behind. But now with these buffs, like the season of Lawn, there's a lot more options for Necro, so I'm a little bit more hyped because. Builds are going to be really good. Like the Blightmancer build, which I really didn't play a ton of this season because it was just like so far behind Shadow and it was so depressing. It's going to be quite good with the season on. And like the push build, the Poison Side push build, it's very good actually. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out, but like it's so much more smooth than it's ever been. Like it was a thing with Anarius and we tried to make it work because we like options for pushing the boards, but it never felt like that smooth. It felt kind of clunky sometimes, and now it feels really good.
So do you think it's going to overtake Pestilence Cold Lancer?
Oh, absolutely not.
Easy?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Yep. Oh, you said absolutely not?
No. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. So Cold Lance Pestilence is still going to be the build?
No.
Push with?
I mean, the push with is going to be Cold Lawn Lancer.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was asking. My bad.
Yeah, so it'd be like Thorns that, those three guys that love playing Thorns, they're going to be at the top. It's going to be Cold Lancer, might even be Mage, Lawn Mage, and then probably Pestilence, Cold Lancer, and then 5 tiers of crap, and you have Poison Scythe. But it's the most fun, probably, because it's the most new and it's the most smooth. But yeah, I mean,
there's so many options with Necro. I think Necro for sure is going to be my starting class next season, just because of the options. And I mean, you can do anything, that you really want to do on Necro next season. So I'm excited, and I had fun. And then I see you're looking at Monk.
Yeah.
I tried Lawn Wave of Light.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much as Inna's, man.
Really?
And it just felt so.
What was
Wave
different?
Of Light.
Yeah, it's Wave of Light.
It just felt. Maybe it's just because it felt so Wave of Light.
Right. So it felt so Wave of Light.
And Wave of Light was cool, but it's just like it's always Wave of Light.
If you're a Monk player, you got to be like pulling your hair out. Because you're getting you're getting changes, but it's not affecting your class at all, which is just nuts. It's just nuts. You're still playing Wave of Light.
So one of the builds for Anarius, you get an immunity bubble skill. I don't know, where basically you can take no damage for several seconds. Yeah, I like that playstyle more than the Lawn.
You can run Lawn. You can run Serenity on Lawn.
Yeah, you can. I just copied what the top couple spots on leaderboards were doing, just to see what it felt like
for yourself. B.
I know. Can't do them. I can't build them all.
Yeah.
And then it like I said, it felt very Lawn-ish, but it just I don't know. I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
Maybe that's because I was just coming off the Chantotos and just coming off the Singularity Necro, and I was like, well, cool.
Yeah, I get it. Demon Hunter, it's just gonna be all Shadow again.
Yeah.
And I guess there was a bug. I think we talked about this last week briefly, but like Shadow's not performing like it should on PTR because like they rolled back the text on the set, so those numbers aren't accurate.
Did it actually affect the damage?
It did
too.
Yeah.
Did it? Yeah.
Crusaders all about Blessed Shield right now. It's actually insane.
I played that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I did two things with this. One of the things that I tried to do in season 15 was I wanted to make a Captain America T13 build.
Okay.
And I spent several hours just trying to make a build even viable, and I just couldn't do it, or maybe even days. And so I kind of already in my mind had the pieces worked out that I wanted to use. So I made a T16 Captain America build, and it worked well. It wasn't as fast as Singularity or your Death Nova I mean, there's a lot of builds that are faster, but it was still pretty fast, and it destroyed things, and it was easy to play and mindless and fun, right? And then I played the Lawn Captain America build that people are pushing with, and it felt just like Condemn. It felt so bad to me because you're using Condemn to suck all the mobs in and group them on top of you. You're spamming 1 through 4. You're spamming 1 through 4. Your Condemn's vacuuming all the mobs up, and then you're just throwing Captain America shields at them to kill them. So it didn't. I'm not saying it's the same as Condemn because it's not, but it plays so similar. You have no movement speed. You're slow as dirt. You're grouping everything up just like with Condemn, and you're throwing Captain America shields at it to kill it instead of just letting the Condemn kill it. So it feels very similar, very, very similar. And was it fun? If you love Condemn, you're going to like it. If you like movement classes, you're going to hate it because it's so slow.
I didn't really get that because I didn't play the Condemn style. Like I went for this guy's kind of route, but then I kind of altered it for speed, like charged up and stuff that makes you move faster. It wasn't bad.
So some people use the pony. Yeah. Some people have pony in there.
The drawn quarter is always pretty fun and shit like that.
Yeah. And I didn't try that version of it. I'm not saying it's not good. It just felt very Condemnish to me. The version that I played.
Sure.
And at the time, that was top. And I did see the ones that had the Steed charge in there. But between the T16 and that build, I was kind of done. So I got a good feel for it though. Because with the T16 build, you could see how you could make it move fast and haul butt and blow everything up. And then with the push build, you could see how slow it was and powerful it was and tanky and stuff. Sure. And it was better than Condemn in that its single target damage was slightly better. I felt like it wasn't as rough as Condemn, but it didn't feel like super single target. You still needed that group of trash. I felt like to do good damage. So.
I will say so as far as Crusader builds go, where you're just like kind of walking around, you're left clicking. Like it is the same. It's just like range now instead of melee.
Yeah.
So it is. I mean, Crusader builds have never to me, like, I think you look back on most of the Crusader builds that have been good, besides Lawn Bomb, which you don't really spam left click, but you like Invoker, you know, you're kind of spamming, and Ponies.
Most
like, I don't know if you remember Ponies.
Yeah.
Ponies was kind of a spammy kind of left click build, but yeah. It's just like,
Invoker is definitely like, the last several seasons of Crusader have all been spam your buttons and left click.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
I think a lot of builds are going to that. I didn't touch Barb. I didn't touch it. Because, I mean, I saw you test in Frenzy Barb, so I was like, you know. Didn't you test Alon Frenzy?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw you doing it.
No. I tried to make, like, a Volcano Barb a thing again, but.
Okay.
It was okay. It could do, it's like you said, like, it could do T16, but it, like.
Yeah.
It was pretty dead in the water compared to other T16 builds.
Yeah.
So
I don't,
it's like, you know, it's what we were talking about. Like, that's that fruition coming true of builds that were fun are now gone, and we have to play, like, just the best. That's all we can do. Like, 100% of our time in Diablo, we're playing the best build for T16, we're playing the best build for GRs.
Yeah, and so if you think about what some of these LAN builds could have done to T13s.
Yeah.
You know, Demon Hunter could have had a strafe build that would have been pretty nasty in T13s. Mm-hmm. And now it's like it's not viable in 16s at all. Like you can't use it. So are you going to farm 16s on your Demon Hunter? Or are you going to get on a Singularity Necro and farm 16s twice as fast as you could do 13s on your DH?
I mean, you still got UE. You're going to be fine.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm saying for long, but you're not using the seasonal buff. Is my point? I guess.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, UE is amazing, and Wave of Light's still going to be amazing. Right. The Chantotos Wizard set actually was destroying some 16s. You can manipulate that and make it ridiculously fast as well.
Right. You just have to walk. All you do is walk.
With the Chantotos? No, I had teleport in mine.
I know. I just mean like you just walk through and like your Chantoto just
right.
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like Condemn, but without the sucky.
It's like EB Wizard on crack. It's like a bigger EB explosion and more strobe light effect. So if you have seizure issues, then beware.
Right. So. I know. Like, so the PTR forums didn't say anything about it, the scaling, but Brandy was in Bloodshed's chat and was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna report that. That's a bug. Like, because GR75 is not the same as T16 at all."
No, it's like a 83 or something is what you're saying.
So,
something weird like that.
So she hasn't confirmed anything, but like she was in chat. I saw her in chat, so I don't know like that she's even gonna make a post about it. But I think they know about it at least.
Well, I hope. I mean, if they nerf it, some of the builds were so powerful they were destroying the T16. So if they do end up lowering the scaling even more, then that will bridge the gap a little bit to some of those underperforming builds that can't quite handle 16s.
Yeah,
hopefully.
So
hopefully.
But yeah. As far as like, what's your overall kind of feeling leaving PTR?
I don't know, man. So if you would have asked me 3 months ago, I would have been pretty excited about LAN.
Okay.
Once they extended the season, I think it got my hopes up for more. Once I read the patch notes, I think I was a little depressed because I wanted more, even though I shouldn't have. And I think it's going to be fun. My big thing is, how long is the season going to last? If we get a 2-month season, I think it's going to be great. If we get a 4-month season, it's going to be a ghost town after the first 5 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, But if we get a 2-month season, so we have an 8-month, or 8-week season, I think people would stick around for 8 weeks. I think that would keep the player population from dropping off as hard. But that means that they also have to have content for season 18 already lined up and ready to go. And I don't think that's the case, man. Yeah, that scares me because to bank on that, there's no way I would bank on that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they're going to learn from this, like Chris Wolsen speech where, like, you can expect players to leave. Like, you're fine with it. Mm-hmm. But, like, you want them to come back. And so if they set their cadence.
Give them a reason.
Right. You set your cadence on the opposite cadence as PoE, which would be the dream. Yeah. Like, you should do it. I know it, like, that seems kind of sketchy, but you should totally fucking do it. And, like, so PoE players are like, oh, I'm getting a little tired of the PoE season. Well, what's going on in Diablo? And maybe they don't play as long as they do PoE, but maybe they check it out.
Yeah.
So, I think it's smart to set a cadence. So like, don't keep doing this like 3 months, 5 months, 2 months, 3.5 months.
Yeah, people need to know what to expect because you get in a habit. Like, you know, even though you haven't played Diablo in 2 months, you're like, hey, man, it should be a new season time pretty soon. Let's see what's going on. And they'll start listening and start checking and you know, doing that. But I agree 100% with the alternating cadence to PoE because you're going to have, you know, all of your loyal D3 fans are going to come back and play. And then those that defected to PoE will probably come back for a little bit.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a really good thing.
Sure.
But yeah, so my final thoughts on it, though, I think it'll be fun. I hope it's a 2-month season. I don't expect that. But if it's a 2-month season, I think it's going to be a blast. I really do. And if it's a 4-month season,
Yeah.
it's going to be rough. It's going to be super rough.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. I agree. But I still like I'm not wouldn't say moved by this like Chris Wilson talk, but like I get it. Like I don't know that I wish we could see statistics of how many players actually stick around for the entire 3-4 months. Like
Yeah.
it can't be that much.
It
So,
can't
like-
be. I mean, I can tell you just on the community numbers. You know,
Sure.
like the in-game community numbers during the start of the season, I'll have like 400 people in my community
Right.
every night. And then now if I log in, there's like 15.
Right.
You know, it's
Sure. But that's not it's not a bad thing.
That's
it's
not
a
a big
bad thing for
sample
us
either.
as streamers.
No, but that's just a reflection of the community
Right.
numbers. I'm not
Yeah.
saying my stream.
Right.
Like those are people who are if they log in Diablo, it's going to show me that they're logged in Diablo.
Right.
You know, and so I can watch those numbers just dwindle down. So, and it's a very small sample size. I mean, I think there's like 2,000 people in my community, so
Right.
it's not crazy, but
But I don't think
It's
that we should be
reflective-
like designing. What I'm trying to say is like designing seasons around like trying to keep a player all season it's just never gonna happen.
yeah, I don't think you can either. Right,
Right.
100%. I agree with that too. I agree with that statement that the PoE. You said it was Chris Wilson.
Yeah,
was
Chris
it?
Wilson. Yeah.
Chris Wilson. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I think he was right on point, man. That
Sure.
graph that he had was pretty awesome to see.
Yeah.
So
And so if they could do it like month and a half, PoE, month and a half, Diablo. I would even say like maybe 2 months PoE, 1 month Diablo, based on the amount of content that Diablo's been getting.
yeah,
Like you got a month of good, solid content probably every season with these small
but-
bit of changes.
like we don't even get updates on why the PTR is not shut down. Like if you tell us it's going to go for a week
Yeah.
and then it goes for 2 weeks, like if I knew it was 2 weeks off the bat, I would have paced my PTR play differently
Yeah.
than I did thinking
sure.
it was 1 week.
For sure.
And so like that frustrates me as a person. It's not like anything to do with anybody, but I'm just frustrated in general because it's like I set my schedule to this because this is what you said it was going to be.
Right.
And then it's not.
Right.
You know, like communicate. But if they would have tweeted out or posted on the PTR like, "Hey, we're extending the PTR because of XYZ," then I'm like, "All right,
Right.
cool."
And
You know,
like
at least we know why.
yeah, that shit
And
would
how
never
hard is
fly.
it to type up?
Right.
Like
that
how
shit would
hard is it
never
to type
fly
up, man?
in PoE. Like the people would rage. Like and they are on it like that. And it's weird because you look at the official forums and it seems like Nebulosis is literally the only one that posts anything on the Diablo forums anymore. But even when she does it, it was like the last time she posted was a Saturday, like 2 weeks ago. It's like, well, why even on like? Does she even get like? Does she not get paid to be on the forums at all? It's like it's weird. It's just weird.
I don't know. I don't know the relationship.
I don't
It is
know
weird
either.
to me.
It's I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, man. It's my thing is though, how much effort does it take to put the post out? And you don't even like if something's wrong, like they're like, oh shit, this is really bad. We need to gather more data for this. There's ways you can phrase almost anything to say,
Sure.
hey, we think we see a bug. We want to make sure we nip it. We're going to leave the PTR open for an extra week.
Right.
Or, hey, we're trying to fix the, dagger of darts because it's broken. So we're going to leave PTR up until we can try to get a fix for that and push it through. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So it's just like, how much effort does that really take? Then?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't either. So
What about Diablo Immortal and some NetEase?
yeah, I don't know if some of you guys saw this because it
Let's
was kind of
switch
like
gears
hidden
slightly.
on the realm of like you had to kind of know what you're following, I guess. But NetEase recently got approval to launch its Battle Royale IP Fortcraft, which is now changed to Buildtopia.
Yeah. What was it called originally? It was like
Fortcraft.
Fortcraft? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like playing this video right now, dudes. And it's like it's a fucking clone of Fortnite, first of all.
Yeah.
Well, I will say it's like it looks okay, and it seems to be a lot of content going on, which if you're into this kind of thing, like, congratulations, it's amazing. But at the same time, it's like, oh my god.
This is targeted at kids, man.
Yeah,
like 100%. Like this.
Is it
honestly?
though?
I think this will do well. I think this will do well.
Okay,
I really do.
Okay.
I can see, having 2 kids and seeing their age group, seeing their friends and stuff. I 100% can see kids playing this at school, on the bus, things like that.
Right. It's just for
this
people
looks
like us, it's a nightmare.
Complete garbage to me. I'm not going to play this. Like, this is horrible.
It looks,
but
oof.
But I will say, I will say it does look polished. It does look like a straight ripoff of Fortnite, but it does look like it's a well-coded game. I think Diablo Immortal's got. I mean, I think NetEase has skills. I think that I think that you can't deny they can make a mobile game.
Yeah, they're not. They're not original, but they're
no.
Yeah, like what we played of Diablo Immortal. It wasn't buggy. Like it felt smooth. Was it like, good. Oh my god, it's so amazing? No, it wasn't like innovative. It felt like Diablo 3, but like.
I went back and was like looking at old tweets that I had made, and one of the tweets that I said right after BlizzCon was like, man, I kind of wish that I had some more Diablo Immortal to play right now, in the sense that I just wanted to like play it. I wanted to see it. So it wasn't bad enough. I do remember that it wasn't bad enough. I hated it. Like I wanted to play more of it.
Yeah.
So and they're not inventing the wheel. They're taking Diablo 3 basically and making it a mobile game. I think they have skills to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
But man. That looks like a lawsuit waiting to happen to me.
It does, man. I wouldn't want to go to court against.
Oh my god, dude!
Fortnite? Yeah. No way. They got infinite amounts of money.
Yeah, I mean, maybe where are they from? Are they from China or
China?
Korea?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
China.
Maybe in China, the copyright laws are different. Maybe they won't ever release in the U.S.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
But wow.
One more thing about the PTR that I kind of forgot to even bring up. This bugs me on a deep level.
Okay.
We got the original PTR notes.
Yeah.
And they gave us the stash space.
Okay.
A couple days later, they updated those PTR notes and said that they're going to give us that stash space over the next 5 seasons through seasonal journeys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That burns me so bad. That is like, it comes off as so tone deaf to the community. I don't even know where to start. And I've tried to tweet at Blizzard and at people in a nice positive way to say, hey, listen to your community. Within one day, they had a thread on the Diablo forums that was 13 pages long of people saying, don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. No. Oh my God. Are you kidding? Like, it was insane in like a day. I don't know where it's at now.
Sure.
I have to check. What do you feel about that?
People are going to hate me, man. Like,
oh my God. Don't you fucking, you don't get to talk.
Two things. I don't care. First of all, I really don't care. Yeah, we're getting more stash space. If you could have it now as opposed to later, whatever. I actually hated the fact that I was continuing to do seasons and never getting anything. So,
well, they got wings. They actually put decent wings in this season.
But for people like me, I could give 2 shits about wings, man. So, like, yeah,
you've already
I
done
want that thing
16, 17 seasonal journeys.
Yeah, and I want to get a stash tab when I fucking finish it. So I don't care. Like, I don't mind personally. I know people are going to be pissed off, and they want it now. They want their 5 tabs
I have the solution.
Okay.
I have the solution. Give us the 5 right now. And then every season going forward, you give us an additional tab. Okay? Everybody's happy. Everybody wins.
They're not going to give us that much space. But yeah, I mean,
I,
what about like 2 now and then 5?
no.
How many more tabs you need? What are you
it's
saving?
Like, listen, man, I've been saying I'm starving for like 4 years, right? Probably since vanilla even. I've been saying I'm starving for 6 years. And Blizzard walked in with this steak and potato dinner, and they set it down in front of me, and they said, "PTRchild, we hear that you're hungry. Have this steak and potatoes." And then as soon as I picked my fork up, they took it away, and they said, "You know what? You can have the potatoes today.
Yeah.
We'll give you the steak next year."
I just don't see why do you need that many tabs? I just don't get it. To me, it's like it's nice to have this extra tab for non-season. On season, I don't need that at all. I'm not even close to that. Like, and everyone's learned at this point in Diablo, like, I'm not saving this item. It's never going to be good. I'm only saving what's meta. I'm only saving what's going to be good for me now. Like, no one's saving, like...
If we have another 6-month season, 5-month season, the stash base would be nice to have alt characters in a season. Okay. Do we need it? No. I mean, we've gotten by without it for 6 years, so I can live without it. But I don't know. It just felt tone deaf to me personally. I'm like, you should have worded that right the first time. You should have worded that the right way on PTR to put that out and then change it on the low. I don't know, man. It just feels bad.
Yeah, it was poor. It was a poor play. Don't get me wrong, but this is another one of those things. It's like I feel like what the community wants versus what's probably the best isn't the same.
Yeah, I feel like they're saving this as like this is like, oh, we got new stash space. Let's make this trickle content for the next year and a half. And it's like new content, guys.
Right.
It's like, well, it's stash space, man. It's not really new content.
Right.
You know, it's like that falls into quality of life.
Yeah.
And then I feel like they're trying to twist it into content, and I get it because they don't have content, but
yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. That's my rant. I had to.
Sure.
I had to rant a little bit on that.
I get it.
You know, Warcraft 3 stuff?
I get it because like I just hate being right all the time. You know, we talk about like lawn, you know, and it's not bringing anything to the game that you didn't already have before with sets, and most of the time they don't play as good. So it's like, it's whatever. It's whatever. Anyways, season long, can't wait. What do we got? Stash tab debacle. We already talked about that. Yeah, but then there's this weird article out there. I thought this was kind of interesting, and it kind of made me like double take, because it's like it kind of brings to light the fact that okay, so StarCraft 1's on Battle.net, StarCraft 2's on Battle.net, Warcraft 1's on GOG, Warcraft 2's on GOG, Warcraft 3 is coming to Battle.net in the Reforge. Diablo 1 is on GOG, and Diablo 2, nothing. So, is that, you know, to speculate, is that kind of confirmation that we are eventually getting a remaster? Like maybe this year at BlizzCon we're getting D2 remaster? Because they seem to remaster a game every year. That's why I say that. They seem to remaster a game every year.
Man, this BlizzCon is going to be so damn interesting, man. This is going to either be the year where they drop so much on us that our heads explode, or this is going to be a runaway train that's just going to derail. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how they can announce any Diablo project without Diablo 4. After this,
they could announce Diablo 2 remaster and they'd be fine. People would freak out for that.
It would have... Yeah. They have to have something bigger. Like, what's the thing? Like, they got to have a drop.
No, man.
They got to have
they don't need
a Diablo or a WoW expansion. Like, you can't say last year is like the forges are burning hot for Diablo and then give us Diablo 2 remaster the next year as the main course. Like, and I get it, man. People love Diablo 2.
Right.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
if that's the main thing of BlizzCon, if Diablo 2 was the main reveal at BlizzCon, I would think that BlizzCon is a failure again, in my opinion. Even though it would be super cool to have it, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
That's not the main stage. Like a remastered game.
We're not saying like we're saying Diablo 2's main stage again. Like after
that's what I'm
opening
saying.
ceremony?
I mean, I kind of derailed the conversation onto BlizzCon. Like, what are they going to have for main stage?
I mean,
Is it WoW expansion drop time this year? I don't think so.
I mean, they got to do something
could be.
quick for World of Warcraft. They're bleeding.
I mean, what do they
subscribers.
have, man? They can't drop like Overwatch League has done. It's it's not going to get bigger than it already is ever.
Yeah, but people still love it.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm saying like that's reached its peak and it's on the way down. You
Okay.
know,
See,
what do they got? What do they have?
I mean, if we have a juicy, like we could have a juicy BlizzCon. They could announce a Diablo or a WoW expansion. They could announce, another character, whatever for Overwatch. They could announce Diablo 2 remaster, and that would be a pretty fucking juicy BlizzCon. As far as BlizzCons have gone, like yeah, we're bitter because BlizzCon 2018 was so bad, but in the grand scheme of BlizzCon,
Diablo 2 remaster.
that
Yeah, I don't know. I think. Do you think they're doing Diablo 2 remaster? Do you think they're actually doing it?
I don't know. I don't know if they can. I don't know.
I mean, it would be like a completely from what I've heard people
Yeah.
say is
Brevix
like
is
the
like,
game just
no, you
has to
couldn't
be
do it. Yeah.
remade. You have to just
Right.
totally rebuild it.
Which wouldn't be bad.
they could do
Right.
that. I mean, they could rebuild it.
Sure.
Like here's the game, remake it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people
I don't know.
are like they could not have a BlizzCon because they did that once.
Mhm.
But people are telling me I need to go and just go up there and ask the exact same question again.
Dude, there is no let me just be super clear for everybody that watches this.
Mm-hmm.
They are never going to have an open mic like that again. I promise you. I promise that will never
It
happen
is pretty
again.
crazy. Yeah.
It was super crazy. They did it. And what's even more super crazy is they did it again the second day. Now, we have our theories on that. The people asking questions were staged. And some people say that they weren't. Like, I personally have met one of the guys that asked the question, and he said it was not staged. But I can't imagine they're ever going to do open mic night again.
Right. Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's such a bad idea.
Yeah, it's actually crazy because like they could just like
They should just
whisper
say,
in their
"What's your
ear."
question?"
Yeah, and then
you say
it.
your question to the community manager. They say,
Right.
"Hey, Lord Fluffy would like to ask, blah 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 blah,"
Right.
and then there's your question, and you don't get,
Yeah.
Boo guy and red shirt guy.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So, thanks, Boo guy.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, you did it. Now they hate you for it.
They do hate me for it, but I didn't do anything wrong.
Did you play Wolsen?
I
Did you play
did.
Wolsen this week? Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, so we kind of revisited. We played Wolsen when it was alpha.
Okay.
And in alpha, you kind of played through like a story. But for whatever this version, it was like you just kind of played. It's almost like bounties. It's like you would talk to someone in town. He'd be like, "This is your quest," and he would like bling open up a portal, and you'd go and you'd just like go do it, and then like progress, and you'd fight like a boss or something. So it's kind of like a rift.
Okay.
But we only had access to like, I want to say like 12 to 15 skills, a lot of the same skills from alpha. They all like look good graphically. They're fine. Functionality wise, they're fine. Nothing.
It seems I like the zoom on this game, man. That's something that jumps out. This game seems a little bit more zoomed out.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
Sure.
And I like it. I like that.
But it's just like it was very safe. I mean, everything that I experienced, it was very, very safe.
Did it feel like this game was built for a PC or built for a console?
PC.
Like, did
100%.
it feel 100% PC?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because a lot of ARPGs that I play feel like they were built for a console and ported to PC.
Sure. Like
Some of the
the
other
Warhammer
ones.
thing that was totally meant for console.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just like I don't know. I guess I kind of expected more this time around because of what we talked about last week, of how I felt based on some of the reviews of Wolsen that I was hearing that they had kind of stepped up their game from after BlizzCon. Like, 'cause I feel like a lot of developers maybe stepped up their game after BlizzCon. But it was kind of mad, and I don't know. It's just like we didn't see the story again because they're like, you know what, F it, we're done with the story, or they wanted to show something different this time around, like in beta versus alpha. So that's why they got rid of the story. But there's no like big epic boss fights like there was in the alpha. There's some boss fights. There's like 3 different bosses, and you could get like multiples of the. Like imagine getting like 2 different Rift Guardians you have to fight at the same time
Yeah.
at the end of the Rift.
Yeah. Betas have become. I mean, I don't know really how to phrase
Sure.
what I want to say. Betas, I feel, are being judged as if they're the full release game, and I think in a lot of games, it's because they kind of are the full release game. But
Sure.
I think Division showed me that a beta can be a beta because the beta of Division 2 weeks before the actual game came out did not feel the same. And I was like, oh, okay, this is so much better. And the beta for Division was good, but the release game was so much better. Having all of the mechanics and all of the things put together made it feel really, really good and crisp. And so it made me kind of step back a little bit from judging a game based on the beta. I think the beta is a great spot to say, hey, man, this could be really fun and see the potential. So how do you,
I disagree.
how does that relate with
because,
Wolsen?
like, this isn't our first rodeo, right? Like, we've been playing
Yeah.
betas since like 1996. You know what I mean? So it's like beta is, I think, a very clear indication of what you should be expecting. And when a beta is bad, like 90%, 95% of the time, in my experience, the game is bad. So I mean,
and I agree with that. If the beta is like, oh, this is garbage, then the game's probably going to be garbage.
right.
But if there are things that you can take out of it, like, I could see how this would be good if you had some more with
Right.
it. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, because like I said, so the graphically it looks okay. I remember being kind of blown away by the graphics in Alpha, but then since Alpha and now, I've played Lost Ark, so it's kind of like gotten less for me. Like it looks less good to me now. I think the skills and like I said, everything like looks okay. The inventory and the UI, I think, is one of the worst things about this game. But like, the skills look okay, but nothing's innovative happening. Nothing's really.
The inventory looks a lot like Diablo 3.
Yeah, and like the skill wheel is like the most lackluster passive like skill system I've ever seen. There's like really nothing happening. Like per little slot side, you get to pick like maybe 2 unique skills, and they're not even like skills. It's like you pick, you get like rage on kill or something like that. Like it's just like really, really boring choices. So I mean, I hate to shit all over games because I want ARPGs to keep coming out, but and we're gonna keep checking it out for you guys. But if you're asking me like, should I get this game? No, absolutely not. So
Interesting. I'd have to get into. I've tried to contact them to see if they'd give me beta access, and they didn't reply to me. So, and I'm with you. I don't think the game looks warranted enough for me to purchase it. Like I've been burned so many times by pre-purchasing games, and I think pre-purchasing to get into the beta is
stupid.
I don't know, it feels manipulative.
Yeah, it
to
is,
me.
and I hate doing it.
And
but it's like I want to play it,
But
so that my community can see me play it and make a decision, and not have to spend that money themselves, right?
And I'm with you on that. So thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll take your guidance on this, man.
Sure.
If you ever tell me that it's worth the $60 or whatever the price tag is, then I'll check it out. But
$20 or $30, I don't remember.
Is it that low?
Yeah.
I thought it was a $60 title, so that's cool if it's not.
But
yeah, it does look cool to me.
Sure.
Lost Ark, I think, kind of reset the bar, and I didn't play it personally, although I have people in my community still trying to get me to play it. They're like, I got an account, I'll hook you up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just buy the VPN. So,
speaking of Lost Ark, they got a new class, and man, does it look juicy. So it's like big,
look at that big old ass polearm, dude.
lance thing. And one of the cooler things I thought, like, so there's the gun guy had like the ability to switch between guns. I was like, man, that'd be really cool because it basically gave you access to just more skills. So you can see like he'll switch like Z, and I think the way it works is like he charges up that bar.
Did they just make that storm?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That was cool, man.
And so he charges up the bar, and then when he switches to weapons, he gets a buff based on how many like bars he kind of filled up.
Yeah.
So he's got like 2 weapons to switch from what I can tell.
God, I hope they port this game so fast.
I know, right?
Please port it.
But yeah, I mean, I love like you're gonna have like access to like, and normally you have 8, but like on this character and the pistol guy, like you can have like 16 more skills, which is really cool.
That looks good, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for this game to be ported out.
It's never gonna get ported though.
It better. It has to. Look how good it is, man. It looks.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
I don't like. Here's my problem though. It's like we did a test, and we've talked about this before, but we did a test where we did like all the PvE content you can do per day, and it equated to be 2 to 3 hours per day, like for a hardcore player, 2 to 3 hours, and that's fine, but like you want like the combat is so good in this game that like that's all you want to do. Like, imagine if grinding rifts was, like, this cool, right? Like, the skills were that good, and you could just, like, PvE all day and get XP or loot and whatever. But, like, you're gated. Like, everything's gated. And the only thing you can really continue the grind on is, like, Island Heart expeditions. And those are so bad. Like, NA would completely reject the expeditions, like, 100%. Okay. It's like doing a crazy long WoW quest where you don't fight anything. It's just like, go talk to that guy, go talk to that guy, and then go click these things, and go talk to that guy, come back to that guy, come back to that guy. It's like this big, epically long quest chain that gives you nothing at the end. Yeah. Besides like 1 currency item.
So they need to fix some things. Right. They need to fix some things. But it sounds like it's got a good foundation to start with, though.
The PvE is so good. Combat's the best I've ever played. But yeah.
Maybe maybe Diablo developers can get in
learn something from it, yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Moving on, another RPG.
Oh gosh.
Sneaky Steve's RPG.
Sneaky fucking Steve.
Last Epoch is actually going to hit beta this month. We did play alpha on stream, and then we had devs in stream, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
And they fixed like basically all the bugs I found like the next day. So like I have very positive things to say other than Sneaky Steve being kind of a rat at BlizzCon. Like this game, like they've been a lot more responsive. They've been much faster in their dev effort than Wolsen could ever dream of being. But that being said, alpha, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best thing we've ever seen. But alpha is definitely not an indication.
Is this an open beta? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure open beta will be April 30th. Cool. So yeah, definitely something I'm going to check out again. Yeah. I don't know what their end game looks like. I don't really know anything more about this game. But you know what I will say? Look at these classes. Look at all the classes they have.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah. Mage goes into Runemaster, Spellblade, Sorcerer. Primalist goes in Shaman, Beastmaster, Druid. Acolyte goes in the Lich, Necromancer, Warlock. Rogue goes in Blade Dancer, Marksman, Falconer. Sentinel goes in the Forge Guard, Void Knight, Paladin. Like, that's insane.
Void Knight, baby. That would be the first thing I played.
15 subclasses.
Just because.
I go for Lich.
Man,
Lich sounds dope.
It looks cool. I'll definitely check it out during the beta if it's an open beta.
Yeah.
They gave me alpha access, although I never played it.
Wow. Way to burn your bridges, dude.
I know, dude. So, but it'll be interesting to see, though.
Yeah.
We'll check it out.
Graphically, it kind of looks like it got a small upgrade. I don't know.
It does look a little bit better to me because I looked at the alpha footage quite a bit.
And it was like pretty meh. So maybe they did a little bit more. But yeah.
What about, so kind of changing gears a little bit, but things coming up.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the PS5 leak?
I did not.
Or I guess it's not a leak because Sony did it, so it's not a leak, I guess, but a reveal.
Official leak.
Yeah. So like this is the article you have up is just one of the reports of it, but Sony leaked it, and I'm gonna just gloss over the highlights really fast. But basically, this article described Sony is starting to talk about next generation consoles. And they're saying that the PS5 is going to have an 8-core Ryzen-based Ryzen Zen 2 based processor. Okay. So it's going to have a decent processor in it. The GPU is going to be a custom-built chip based on the Radeon Navi chipset, which is like their highest end, I think, currently. It's going to have ray tracing built in, so like ray tracing does a lot of things for those of you who aren't familiar. I mean, you've probably seen it thrown around now since Nvidia lost or dropped the RTX
Right.
cards, the RTX, yeah. But their ray tracing, basically, it simulates the path that a light ray would take from the source. But the reasons that ray tracing is so cool is that, let's say you're standing in a room and there's an enemy behind a wall. Now they can use ray tracing to say, could this enemy hear you? Could this enemy see you? Because they can project from your character towards that enemy, and if it hits a wall, then it knows it can't do it. So the things that ray tracing is going to bring is going to be more than just visual, although the
Sure.
visual is going to be awesome. It's going to support 8K resolution.
Okay.
It's going to be backwards compatible with PS4 games, at least, maybe even further.
Okay.
It's still going to support physical media, which is pretty cool. So you can still have your physical games if that's your thing. And then they went into length and talked about hard drive specifically. They said it's going to have a new generation SSD that's going to be faster than any PC SSD currently available on the market. And then they went into an example. They showed an example of this, and they took the Spider-Man game that just dropped on PS4 like a couple months back. And this Spider-Man game, they fast traveled from one place to another, and it took them 15 seconds to actually load in to the level. And then they did it on the PS5 hardware, and it took 0.8 seconds.
It's good.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So they also said some things like it's going to be backwards compatible with PlayStation VR, and that VR is going to be like kind of a staple moving forward. So I think they're going
Really?
to expand even further into VR.
Shit, dude.
And have you played VR?
I mean, not like through a console, always through like an
I have
actual
both.
place. Right.
I have PlayStation VR and I have Oculus.
Okay.
I absolutely love it, dude. It is so awesome. PlayStation is surprisingly a lot better than I thought it would be. Compared to the Oculus, I actually think, even though if you look at them on paper, the Oculus should look better and feel better, the PlayStation actually looks a little bit better because of the screen effect, like the cross patterns that the pixels make, looks better on a PlayStation. So, but anyway, VR is amazing, and I'm excited for it, man. Like I'm ready for next gen consoles. I want to see.
I'm surprised
I wanna
there's
see
gonna
new
be a
stuff,
next gen
man.
console.
I think this will be the last one. I don't think there's gonna
Yeah.
be any more after this. I
That's
think it's gonna
crazy.
all be like fucking Google Stadia shit. So.
Stadia.
Stadia,
God, I hope
no. It's going to, man.
Yeah.
Get used to it. And then again, we already posted a little bit about this,
Yeah.
but the Jedi Fallen Order trailer dropped. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys had a chance to watch this, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
It looked cool. It's a cool trailer. It doesn't show any gameplay footage. I
sure.
don't think. You know, and
yeah.
the character looks very
It's a
Anakin
redhead.
Skywalker-ish. It's like they couldn't have changed like this.
Sure.
That's so like Anakin Luke, you know? Like it's just all right, let's get a
Oh, it's a
blonde-headed.
redhead, you know.
Oh yeah, is he red?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a redhead, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a redhead.
Maybe
I think he gets in the
yeah.
sun later. You can see
I don't
definitely
know.
redhead juice.
The main protagonist doesn't look too I don't know, risky. Like they
Sure.
didn't take any risks with him.
Right.
I guess is what I'm saying. But I'm excited for the game, man. I think it looks really cool. I'm a Star Wars fan, so
Yeah.
any kind of single player games that have a good story.
I kind of hoped that they were like just like pulling a sly on us. Like they had announced like, oh, it's gonna be single player, and I was like, oh, maybe it won't be, but no, it super
Yeah.
is.
It's made by your team, your company.
my
man.
team that makes a really good multiplayer game. Yeah, that company. Yeah, so I'm absolutely not.
They made
interested in this at all.
Titanfall 1 and 2 as well,
Yeah.
which were good games from what I've heard.
Sure.
Single player, right?
Yeah, sure. If you're into that kind of thing.
So you don't care so you don't care about Fallen Order because
No, I
as
do
soon as
not.
you heard single player, you're like, I'm out.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I just
out.
like I don't know. I just don't want to play story. I just don't.
You don't like stories. I see.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'd rather watch a movie. I don't know. And
Oh
I
my
just don't know.
gosh.
Yeah,
This guy.
yeah, I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. But
That is horrible. That is horrible. But
There's
yeah,
no
I thought it was cool.
replayability in these kind of games. It's like they're cool to experience one time, but it's just like
Yeah,
having
that's the thing.
knowing
That's the
that
thing.
there's games out there that I can spend $60 on and play forever, versus
Well,
games I'm
I
gonna spend
get
60
that. I
bucks
get the
on.
price point. And like I waited on God of War and I bought it when it went on sale for like $25, I think, or maybe even got it less than
But
that.
even that's still not really worth it to me.
Oh my God, it was so worth it. God of War justifies the cost of owning a PS4. If you bought, just like Breath of the Wild justifies the cost of a Switch.
But
Breath of the Wild's
I don't
worth
think it
$300.
does. I think Breath of the Wild is a good game, but justifying the cost of Switch is like, well, I want something to play when I'm on a flight. That's what justifies the cost of a Switch for me. The game itself is nice.
Yeah, I had such a good experience with Breath of the Wild that I thought I was like, well, even if I never get another Switch game I like, I'm okay.
But yeah,
So
the actual Star Wars trailer dropped this week. What'd you think? Did you get to watch it?
I did.
And what'd you think?
I'm excited. I always get excited for Star Wars shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's panting all heavy, watching this thing come at her, speeder fly at her at full speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's obviously got a lightsaber and she's kicking ass. So I
She's
guess Luke
obviously
trained her.
seen the movie The Matrix, and she does like a Trinity move. She jumps over the thing.
It was cool.
What do you think? So it's called Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah. Okay. First off, let's just get this out there.
Sure.
You didn't like Rogue One? What?
No.
Is this?
No. It was so blah. It was so boring.
Rogue One is one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
No.
And you didn't even like it. You probably liked this last Star Wars movie.
No, I
It's like your
didn't.
favorite.
No.
The remakes.
If you had to
these
pick
last
between
two,
Episode 7 and Rogue, you would pick Rogue?
No.
Good.
I don't know, man.
Good.
Rogue
You're
was good.
Somewhat intelligent.
Rogue was good.
Yeah.
Which one is Strikes Back 7? That's
7? No. 7's the first of the new ones.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. Well, yeah, I would pick Rogue.
Oh, then you're an idiot. You're an idiot. That
What
sucks.
Strikes Back? Is that 5? Well, I'm
Strike
looking it up.
Back. Yeah.
Strike Back is
Strikes
5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably the best.
Sure.
And then Rogue, and then Rogue One.
No.
It's probably.
No.
Probably
Rogue
like
One is so like everything was absolutely like it was so stupid. It's so predictable. Let's find the master switch. Good thing it's out here in the open. And it's just like it was so dumb. It was so dumb. The characters weren't meaningful at all.
We can have a Star Wars top movie debate list sometime.
Sure.
But this trailer looked okay. I think all the trailers have looked good. I don't think all the movies were great. I thought the last one particularly was like a little bit disappointing.
Sure.
I thought the first one was disappointing. And if you haven't seen them, like I guess this is spoiler friendly. I won't drop spoilers. If you haven't seen them, what the hell? Like go watch them. But
what'd you think about the end of this? You saw the end of this.
yeah, man, it's amazing. That's cool. So, I mean, Emperor Palpatine's coming back.
He's laughing.
Yeah, awesome.
I don't think he's coming
And
back.
not only that, Mark Hamill, Joker voice. Did you hear the Joker voice too? It's like,
no, what Joker voice?
yeah, Mark Hamill is like Joker.
Yeah.
Didn't they? He does Joker in the Batman stuff, but they had Hamill talking too, didn't they?
Well, he said like Luke stuff. He wasn't like acting like the Joker.
No, but I hear Joker.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It just sounds like Joker to me.
He said something like no one's ever really gone or something, and then you hear the Emperor laugh. So
I think they're both going to come back, at least in some.
Well, sure. I mean,
facet.
Luke's a Force ghost. He's like a Jedi ghost.
Yeah,
like those people.
so he's like going to come back and kick ass, and then the Emperor is
So I think so. The Jedi can be like
come back and kick ass.
teleporty Jedi ghosts. Like that's their thing, right? But maybe the Sith are like they can be ghosts, but they don't get to go anywhere. But they like get to maybe fuck with shit more than Jedi ghosts do.
I don't know.
So I think he's trapped on this like.
What if he's
Death Star
not
ruins.
dead?
What if he's
not
super
dead?
fucking dead? There's no way
What
he's
if he's
not
how?
dead. There's no way.
Vader just threw him off the thing. Darth Maul lived when he got chucked over the edge.
Yeah.
Darth Maul got cut in half.
True.
And chucked over the
True.
thing, and he still lived.
True. But then the Death Star got blown up right after. I don't know.
Maybe he made it out, man.
Yeah,
Force
I guess.
magic.
But why would he just be
don't know.
chilling here? Like, why didn't he would have taken over the universe again?
Maybe he couldn't. He was stuck.
Maybe he's behind the
I don't
Fallen
know.
Order. And
It's
something? I don't
interesting.
know.
It'll be cool, man. It's gonna be fun.
Right.
Hopefully it doesn't suck.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I want to talk about the other ones, but at the same time, in case somebody hasn't seen, like,
Sure.
what's the grace period on that? It's been almost a year.
Yeah, the grace period's like 6 months, man. Like
It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
It's been 6 months.
But it's crazy. Like, this is a trailer for December. It's April. Like, what the fuck?
That Christmas money, man.
Like, that's
Movie's
crazy,
done.
man.
That Christmas money.
Jeez.
You know what I was thinking about? Because Game of Thrones dropped Sunday.
Yeah.
Whew, baby.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody's probably been able to see it yet, so I'm not going to get into
we're not gonna
spoilers
talk
on
about
that.
it. Right.
Although I want to so
Sure.
bad. We need to have like a side chick Game of Thrones podcast.
Yeah.
But remember last season when the episode leaked a week early? Do you remember that?
I don't really remember that.
So one of the episodes dropped on Sunday, and then Monday somebody hacked HBO's website because they already had preloaded the next episode.
Whoops.
It just wasn't released, and then they pulled it off, and then it just was everywhere.
Okay.
And so HBO, like, it was everywhere. So HBO was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and just release the next episode on HBO
really?
Go right now, because how do you combat it?
Yeah.
You know, because people were gonna watch. It was already out. People were gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Just fucking here,
Sure.
take it. And so I thought that was a good move on HBO's
Yeah,
part.
that's
But
smart.
it made me start thinking, like, what measures do these guys have to go through to ensure that their shit doesn't leak? Like, the final edit of Star Wars Episode 9 or these Game of Thrones episodes, because you know they're already done.
Right.
One dude has these things on probably several hard drives, locked in a case, handcuffed to his wrist
Sure.
at night. Because I think about how much money that's worth.
Yeah.
That leaked episode probably cost them millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know.
They had like Jamie Lannister on like a talk show, and he's like, they wouldn't even they wouldn't let us print out scripts this year. Like, we had to like have devices, and you couldn't
That's
screenshot
crazy.
anything. And he's like,
That's
I've had
nuts, man.
I've had my script like framed like every season, but this year I just can't because they won't let me print it out.
There was a thing I saw about Avengers Endgame, and the actor that plays Spider-Man, I forget the kid's name, is like, I guess, really airheaded in real
Yeah.
life, and he kept leaking
Yeah.
stuff. And so somebody put a montage of him to get like leaking things, and it was pretty amazing. Like, this kid leaked so much shit like before Infinity War, and spoilers if you haven't seen that. He's like, yeah, man, when I read the script and saw that I was in space, I was like, whoa, I get to go to space. And you see the cast members look at him, and they're just like, are you fucking kidding me,
idiot.
kid? You like, God damn. And then so on another interview, he was doing it with the guy that plays, who's the dude that wears the clothes? I just went brain dead. I can't believe I can't remember this. The one that wears the Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
He's sitting there with Doctor Strange, the actor that plays him. Benedict Cumberbatch is sitting next to him. And he starts to talk, and Benedict just looks over and goes, no. Like, just shuts him down before he could even answer the question. He's like, I'll take this question. You just be quiet. And it sounded serious, though. It didn't
Right.
seem like he was playing. He's like, listen, just shut up, kid.
Right.
So,
What an idiot.
pretty funny, man.
Yeah.
You want to hit some Twitter questions?
Yeah.
up?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. No 2-hour episode this week.
Yeah.
Key Ray says, what do you guys think of Blizz tracking female employees' health by offering incentives? And then he said bribes, as one article puts it, for disclosing personal health information.
Yeah. Why?
That's interesting.
Why do they want that information? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is an article, and apparently there was more than just this one article, but this is the
Sure.
one that I read, and it's actually Activision that had done it, but I guess Blizzard falls under them.
Sure.
It's like, I don't know, man. I personally think it's really crappy. I don't know the details of this. I didn't like research to test the validity of the article or anything like that. But if a company is offering you incentives to disclose personal information, I feel like that's hella illegal, because it's going to incentivize, like, the pressure is going to be there to do it. So what if they start lowering pay, but then saying, we'll bonus you crazy
Right.
if you disclose personal info?
Right.
Like, it just seems like such a
Yeah.
dark
Well,
alley
okay.
you
What?
don't wanna go down.
Let's like go down this road for a second. So say you're gonna get like $20K more a year at your current job, is if they like always have access to like every web page you ever browse.
Yeah. I mean, I would. That's fine.
Okay.
I would just find other ways to get around the system. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? I'd just browse on my cell phone, I guess. Then.
Well, it's just to say that you
But
can't, right? Like,
okay, like you really
right,
can't.
right. You
I
can't get
mean,
around it.
am I gonna get in trouble? Like, am I? I'm not embarrassed by what I look up.
No, sure, but
So
like you can't, like, say you have a day that you're not, like,
that you just a total
80%
fuck off day.
productive, right?
Yeah, total fuck off day, right?
Sure.
No total fuck off days. Yeah, 20. That's a lot of money, man.
is,
I think you would. I think I would try. You
Sure.
know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money, but
That's a lot, cheddar.
to have no privacy whatsoever would
Yeah.
suck. Especially if there were like no cell phones. Like if it was like you can't do it on your work computer, you have to just do it on your cell phone.
Right.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll just do that. But if it's 100% like you have no screw off days ever again,
Right.
that'd be kind of rough, man. Because
Sure.
some days you just have those days where it's like, you know what, man,
Yeah.
I
Sure.
can't do it today. I can't deal with it.
Yeah. Or months, No.
Or months.
Okay.
To all
Please
the
don't
new
be watching.
employees that listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
that just hired Fluff.
Yeah.
He does not screw off ever. So, but yeah. So, what are your thoughts on it, though? Do you think?
I just don't. I guess I need to like read up more, but like I just don't know to what end. Why would you ever
Yeah.
even want that information?
Maybe the company. I mean, I assume Activision's employing thousands of people still,
Sure.
even after the layoffs, right? I would assume healthcare choices that they make. How much are they going to match?
And like
XYZ healthcare.
Detail are we talking? Like, are they tracking like menstruation cycles and shit, or like
That's what it
fuck?
looked like. Man.
What the
I
hell
don't
do you
know.
want that for? It's just some like creep that's high up at Activision. It's been like, yes,
He's like
yes.
Jenna in accounting.
All my female employees are menstruating right now.
Right. He's stalking. He's stalking some, HR lady. Feels bad.
Weird.
Getter says the best item you've ever had drop in Diablo. Primal Scythe of the Cycle.
Like, was it so good you could roll off int?
I don't think it was, or I think I might have screwed it up because I was noob when I got it.
Yeah.
It's got to be it, man. It's got to be the best item I've gotten. I got a Primal Carly's Point that was pretty good, but it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
I think I got like a near perfect ancient Ingyan. It's like I could roll off int and go attack speed, damn cooldown. And it was like 1920 damage or something crazy instead of 1940. So, yeah.
I had a really, really good Condemned Crusader ancient neck piece last season that rolled holy damage, critical hit chance. After I re-rolled it, I had holy damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and then socket. And it was, I think the critical hit damage was only like 89, but it was max everything else.
Right.
So it was.
What
That's a pretty good piece. That's a pretty hard piece. I don't remember, but I don't remember. It might have had. I have to look. It was good.
Right.
It was good.
That's always the best when you hit like a primal and it's like, yeah, this is good. And then you hit like, melee damage reduction or physical res or something.
I think it was physical, but I'd have to. It was either physical. It had a resistance of some sort on it. I think it was physical, but I'd have to check again. It's been That's it, man. That's my best. Perkmeister says, "What type of legend would you like to see in Apex?"
Oh, I think we need more mobility characters. I think a double jump character. Like, I'm trying to think of the only character that would pull me off Pathfinder would be a double jump character.
Double jump, as in they would be able to get onto ledges, up places that others couldn't. They'd have to use steps.
Not necessarily, like just the ability to double jump. Well, yeah, maybe you could jump higher with your double jump, but like more mobility within a fight and more mobility like around objects and stuff. Yeah, I think that would be
cool. I don't play Apex enough to really know.
Sure.
So,
I think mobility characters are the way to go in that game. But
cool. Onion asked, would you like to see a different inventory system other than the Tetris board?
I
Okay. I've played several different games that use a system where instead of having a big Tetris board inventory, your items all go to the slot. So like imagine kind of like World of Warcraft does it, where you have your shoulder slot, and if you hover over your character, all of the shoulders in your inventory go to that slot. And then if you hover over your weapons, all your weapons go to that slot. I don't personally think I like that system more because I like to have that overview of like what do I have on my character and see it all. I don't know what way they can really redefine the Tetris board other than just remove the ability for you to have to micromanage it and just give you so many slots. Each item takes a slot and
I think
auto
games
sorts it for you.
Don't have sort in this day and age. Like, come on, man. Like, just give us a sort. Like, don't make us play Tetris within our own inventory anymore. Like, just sort it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird question because, like, of course, we'd like to see any system that's better than any system that exists. But like, have we seen anything that actually does a better job than the Tetris inventory? No, not really.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is just it auto Tetrised for you based on how many slots you had.
Right.
And then put that search filter they just built in the stash tab, put that in your inventory too. Whenever you pull your inventory up, let us type to find what we want.
Okay.
And expand on it. So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Kokoda says, what team comp do you think the new XP meta, not counting rat runs, will replace the charge barb and impale? Impale is still gonna be impale.
Yeah, I think you can do like 2 veer, 1 support necro, and globe barb. I saw someone on PTR with like a really good time. It's like 3 minutes. It's only
two veer wizards.
Yeah, 2 veer.
2 chantodos.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 chantodos.
And then a
globe barb.
necro.
What would the globe barb be doing?
Picking up globes.
For what though?
I don't really know, but that's what I saw. Let me pull it up, see if I can find it right now.
Because if you're, I mean, maybe for healing. I mean, you could still, the globes do put out a lot of healing, but a monk would do better, I would think, and it would grip the trash up. So maybe they just hodgepodged it. But yeah, I kind of agree. I think the Chantodos are going to do good at killing trash. Are they going to beat the rats though? Man, Alon rats so OP. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you said not rats. So if you're saying not rats, then
right.
I think you could get 2 Chantodo Wiz. I would think a Z Monk would fit really well with that, and then even a pole barb instead of a globe barb. You know, just. Are you gonna have to have something to kill the RG though?
Yeah. So it's actually. I'm looking at it right now. So it's 2 Veer Chantodo. This is a 117 in 3 minutes. 2 Veer Chantodo. A pole monk.
Pole monk, okay.
And a support necro. So no barb. I don't know. He's generating globes. It's very clear the necro's generating globes. And it's very clear that the wizards aren't getting anything from that.
Other than just healing. I mean, they do get the healing. Was the necro running pestilence set? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. It's the support necro. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So is the cold lance increase the crit chance of your teammates?
Yes.
So he's providing 100% crit chance.
But why is he
for the Chantodos?
Other than just the crap healing that it provides. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, he's probably there for the crit chance. Interesting. I don't know. Those are things that you could, we'll have to figure out during the season. But there will be alternatives to rats if you don't like rats. And I think Chantodos, in its current state, if it doesn't get nerfed, would be
a nice alternative.
It's gonna, it'll be a nice alternative.
And definitely easier really fun to get together like earlier in the season. So it could be like the same thing. Like the charge barb was really good early season, and the DH, super powerful early season. But lawn rats are probably better. Like if you get a good team of lawn rats, but like getting that gear is gonna take a long time. So
Yep. With you.
Could be Veer early season.
My favorite question of the night.
Okay.
Hex asks, Who do you predict will kill Cersei in Game of Thrones? All you Game of Thrones fans out there.
Yeah. Shut your ears because I'm about to tell you the truth.
This isn't spoiler because we really don't know.
Don't know.
But I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
No, I know.
I know.
Who do you think?
It's Arya. 100% Arya.
That's a good question. That's a good guess. You're almost there. It's a good guess.
It's Arya.
It's Jamie.
Jamie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that. That's my second runner up, but nope.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna lay it out for you. Like I already got the scene. Okay. So
all right.
Arya is gonna be disguised in some way to kill her, but the mountain is gonna stop her. He's gonna know. He's gonna see through it.
Okay. All right.
And then the Hound's gonna help her kill the mountain.
Okay.
And while that's happening,
I like where you're going.
While that's happening,
I like this.
Jamie is gonna have to pull the trigger because Cersei's gonna try to do something evil to do something, but Jamie's gonna be like, no, bitch, you're gonna have to die.
You ready for me to shoot you down?
Okay, you can try, but that's how it's gonna happen.
All right, Jamie is not even gonna be in the picture
because the fuck?
He got off his horse. He sees Bran in the wheelchair, and he's like, Bran's like,
wow, spoilers.
Oh, you remember? Too late. You remember me, bitch. You remember me.
Yeah.
So Jamie's gonna get locked up. They're gonna do something.
But
Jamie's not gonna be.
Bran's not pissed though.
He's like Bran
whatever.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
But everybody else cares.
Sure.
So, Arya is gonna go in. There's gonna be this thing. I could see Sansa getting it too because you know what? She fucked with Sansa more than anybody, right? Like Sansa kind of deserves it. But Sansa already got her revenge earlier on the dude she let the dogs eat. Can't remember his name. So
go ahead.
I think Arya's gonna be the one, man. She's gonna sneak in there, pull her mask off. Done.
No. You know what I was thinking though? This is completely unrelated. How cool would it be? So like Jamie is going north, right? As far as everyone else knows, he's going north, to Winterfell to help out. And he goes there, and like maybe the Red Lady gives him his hand back, and he's a badass again.
Oh,
I think that'd be pretty
cool.
dope. Yeah,
that would be pretty dope. Yeah,
but
kind of sucks. Kind of sucks when he lost his hand.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the series at all, then you just got hella screwed. But it's too late for you. We'll quit Game of Thrones geeking out. Man, if you haven't watched that show, like you should try. You got to. How long would you think it takes to really get moving? I think like 4 episodes probably.
Yeah.
I think if you're not hooked by the first 4 or 5 episodes, then maybe it's not for you.
How long until you think the big fight happens? Like it's probably only like the 3rd episode.
I don't know. I mean, it just gets better and better every season. Like every
there's still so much to tackle
season
even after
is better than the season before it. So season 1 you watch it and you're like, oh, that was really good. And then season 2 you're like, God, that was really good. And season 3 you're like, holy shit. And by 6 and 7, when the episodes are over, you're pissed off because you're like, it's over already? Like, no, come on, man. I can't wait another week. Yeah. How did you feel? Like, how fast did that episode go by for you this week?
I felt overall it was pretty like a slow moving episode, but it's episode 1.
When the credits rolled, I looked over at my wife and I was like, are you fucking kidding? Yeah. Like, come on, fast. Man.
Yeah.
I need the next episode now. Right. Let's do it. So it was fun.
Yeah.
Fun times. That's all the questions we got this week.
Good.
Guys, that's it.
Wait, you had one more.
So.
You had one more.
You're such a dick. Okay. I wasn't going to ask this one, but Fluff loves this question.
It's not that I love the questions. It's like, you got to answer the question. That's what the whole Q&A panel's for.
Okay. Zombie Wolf.
Stupid question, but yeah.
He said, based on last night's stream, what are the odds of PTR loving a fluff sandwich?
He said so fluff or nutter, right?
No, he actually said fluff sandwich.
Fluff sandwich. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. What we're talking about last night is they were talking. I had never had a fluffer nutter sandwich, and that's a real thing.
I've never either. That. Yeah.
It's a fluffer nutter sandwich.
Marshmallow fluff and peanut butter.
They like me saying that they want me to say that I love eating a fluffer nutter sandwich because it probably sounds
like dirty. I love a fluff sandwich kind of thing.
Like I love a fluff sandwich. But I haven't tried it yet. I mean, I don't have the stuff. Like it needs marshmallow cream
Yeah.
and peanut butter is like, I think that's it. Like you take
That's
some
so
bread,
weird.
you toast the bread, you put
You
peanut
toast
butter
the
on
bread?
one.
Oh my god.
You can toast the bread. Actually, I think it'd be better toasted. I'm toasting
Okay.
my bread.
Okay.
Put peanut butter on one, marshmallow cream on the other one, smash it together, and that's your sandwich.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a weird thing. That seems like a waste of calories. Like honestly. Like you could have had like a pizza or some cookies or something good. Instead you wasted on a fluffer nutter sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Too sweet,
So,
man.
we'll
Too
see.
sweet.
But that's it. If you guys want to submit questions for this section of the podcast every week, you can tweet them at ThaPChild, at Lord__Fluffy, or our Discords. The Discord links are in the YouTube below. Or if you're live, you can just type !Discord or !PChild.
Yeah. The PTR.
ThaPChild, sorry.
But yeah. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's all we got. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week, we'll be playing PTR with you, and
Ah.
we'll check you guys out.
Yeah.
That was a joke. That PTR will still be up.
I mean, it might be. Fuck.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be. All right, guys. I'll catch you for episode 49 next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace, dudes.